flowing from the survival school. I am your gracious host, Mr. Bobby Shades, and this is Bridging Gap. Let's go, come on. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the commission of a crime. Let's go. So, we're going to talk about the trending topic, Mr. Will Smith. And mind you, I use that terminology, the commission of a crime, because that's what's being stated. I'm listening to a station called 1010 Wins, and they just said it's the first time in the commission of a crime. See the wording? So, let's unpack this, family. Chris Rock, known to, well, he's a comedian, you know, he's known to make comments and jokes and this and that and the third, and he makes this comment to Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife, for those of who do not know or just waking up to this. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see that. G.I. Jane 2. Now, if you know anything about the movie G.I. Jane, it was with Demi Moore, and she shaved her head in the movie. And if you look at Jada Pinkett Smith's eyes, she rolls her eyes like, you know. What was not known is the fact that she suffers with alopecia, which is a condition of the skin. It's a dermatological infection disease of whatnot, and it affects the growth of her hair, thus she had to shave it. If you look at the video footage, when he makes the comment, Will Smith laughs along with it. Then he comes up on stage. Chris Rock is like, oh, King Richard is coming, because he won for Best Actor in the movie King Richard, which is the story about Serena and Venus's father, who made them the superstars that they are today in the tennis world. And he smacks him. Open hand, smacks him. When a man is smacked, that's called a bitch slap, you know. It's one thing you punch a man in the face. When you slap him, you're humiliating him. You are degrading him. You are putting him down as less than. You are considering him that of a woman. Not to put down women, but, you know, in movies we see men slap women, so it's pretty much how he treated them. And Chris Rock was like, wow, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. And then Will proceeds to say, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. Nose flared, and he's like, And Lupita Luang is sitting there. Initially, I guess people thought it was part of an act. And when he said, yeah, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. And he says, I will. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Come on, man. Come on. Make a decision. Don't do it stupidly. This guy just bought his license. Anywho's, and, you know, of course, it's trending across the world. And this is not the first time that Will Smith has smacked someone. This is like the third time. There's one, I can't find it. I saw it years ago, and where he's in the parking lot with his boys, you know, his friends. And young man runs up on him, what have you, and he smacks him. He smacks him, like overhand, because he was taller than the guy, smacks him, and he backs off like, oh. Then we saw what happened in Russia when an interviewer or a fan or whomever went to try to kiss him on the side of the cheek, and he gave him a smack like, yo, what you doing? You know? But this right here, now see, I'm going to go in a direction that maybe some people are going to take offense at. But I was going to say I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. It's the society that we live in. It's the truth. It's the society that we live in. He stated that he went into protective mode. He's protecting someone that he loves or whatever. And I'm not saying that that's not a good thing. But what I say is, at whose expense? You see, there is a small cadre of actors in Hollywood of color who are respected and looked upon with admiration, with you know, so how am I gonna make this light? You know, they are looked upon highly, coveted positions that one cannot attain consistently. Those are the Will Smiths, the Denzel Washingtons, the Lupita Luang, the oh my God, I can't think of names. The young lady that played in Scandal, Desiree Washington, the one that also played in How to Get Away with Murder, fantastic actress. The Wesley Snipes, even though he had his own troubles, but you know, he's still a bit of a name. Various comedians that still have a name, Tracy Morgans and what have you, the Martin Lawrence, you know, and these individuals are respected. They're looked upon highly. Now this is the section that I'm going to go into. To what degree, to what expense do you protect someone? We look at Will Smith and, you know, happy-go-lucky guy and this and that and approachable and considerate. And we've been watching him discuss a lot of his personal issues, you know, that with his wife, the entanglement issue. Now there's been rumor that they have an open marriage, but it became known. And when it was stated that she had an affair, I guess you could say, with their son's friend openly. Come on, guys, let me in. Their son's friend openly, you know, and they're sitting there at her talk show, her podcast show, the Red Table, and she just calmly is like, you know, it was an entanglement. Almost like to the point of no remorse. Now, that's an outsider's point of view, that it didn't seem like she cared, and he looked all teary-eyed and whatnot, and there's memes about it, and maybe it's just the culture of how their relationship is, that she can speak in that way, and to us it's like, wow, she's kind of cold-hearted, but to him it's like, yeah, that's just Jada, you know. But since that period of time, there are those in the community of men that feel that, you know, he's a simp, he's a sucker, you know, that he shouldn't have taken that and whatever, but that's neither here nor there. That's their marriage, and that's what they do. That's how they get down. But there's a small cadre of celebrities in Hollywood, that's my point, that's where I'm trying to go to, that are looked upon. To me, he demonstrated to the world, and this is the part that a lot of people are going to be upset about. And some of them may say, no, maybe you're right. He looked like the angry black man. That's what he looked like. He looked like another angry black man that couldn't keep his shit together. Couldn't keep it together. Now, there's ways to skin a cat. There's ways to address that. Now, I read a comment that Chris Rock has been coming after Will Smith and Jada since 2016, you know, with comments and jokes and this and that and the third. He could have accepted that award and then turned to Chris and be like, bro, what you said? Nah, not a good look. Okay? That's my wife. You don't do that. You don't know what she's going through, why her hair is short. You don't, nah, you and I, man to man, we'll have a little discussion thereafter. He lets it be known. He puts it on the spot. He lets him know, I'm tired of whatever you have been saying, if it's true that he's been coming after him with jokes and comments, or I'm addressing it now. It stops right here. because we're not going to have this. Nah, not today. And he could have grabbed it and held it and addressed that. Thereafter, he wins his award, Best Actor. He apologizes. To me, it was a half-ass apology. He was crying. I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to my fellow actors. But you didn't apologize to the man that you slapped the shit out of in front of the world. You didn't address that man. You didn't. It was a teaching moment. It was a moment in where you can show black solidarity. You can bring him. Should I go there? No, I'm gonna go here. Bring him in and be like, listen, man, I'm sorry. Hug him, something. Do the Will Smith thing that you do. The kind, approachable, genius of a person that you are, with your acting chops and with your body of work and just your kindness, and also the insecurities that you have been letting everybody know that you suffer with. The thought of suicide, the things that you grew up watching, so many different things. The August Alsina with your wife, the Tupac that's coming up constantly, that she has never let go of a love that allegedly, supposedly, she loves him more than she loves a dead man more than she loves her alive husband. Who knows? Within the world of alphas and simps and betas and whatever, it looked like he was cucked. For those of you that do not know what that means, that he was a cuckold. That he was laughing along with it, then looked at her face and was like, oh, she's mad. Let me do something. It did not do well. It set back people of color who are striving to do better. And the whole concept in Hollywood, we got to lift each other up. We got to do better with each other. We got to strive. When one of us wins, we all win, and all that. That was just thrown out the window, in my humble opinion. And I know many of you are going to be like, that's wrong what you're saying, Bobby, but I don't care. It was thrown out the window. It was thrown out the window. We have a woman who is running to be a Supreme Court judge and is being put through the gauntlet. Which is fair, because Judge Kavanaugh, the same thing, But of course, when it's a woman of color, it becomes a little bit more highlighted. We have so many incidences of a divide amongst society. And no matter how far an individual reaches in success, there are those that will look upon you. Spike Lee movie, Do the Right Thing. There's a scene, I cannot remember the name of the actor, but I like him a lot. And he said, well, there's blacks and there's niggas. That no matter how far one reaches, you will be considered and looked upon as a nigga. And that's the truth. Dr. Dre, 600 million, 700 million, 800 million, calls the police because there was a break-in. Shows ID, shows everything. He's the owner. They put him in handcuffs. Let him know his place, irregardless of your money. And mind you, I'm speaking of those that think along those lines, those that have that supremacy mentality. I'm speaking about those individuals. You just gave full ammunition to a group of people who are that ignorant that says, see, they can't even control themselves. Shit, Don Rickles said it. Don Rickles, the late great comedian who went after everybody. There was nobody. The blacks, the Jews, the Italians, he went after everyone. Shit, he went after his own wife. And he said, you blacks, get emotional. You be living next door to a police station. I'm gonna kill this mother. And you shoot him, boom. Shoot him right there, boom. He said, the Italians? Okay, we're gonna wait 6 months. We're gonna catch him when he least expected, when he's in another state and he's doing business. We'll get Joey and Tony and Frankie and everybody, and we're gonna take him out. You see the difference? He couldn't keep it together. He couldn't have addressed that man later, and he couldn't address him at that moment to say, Chris, man, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Come over here. You know, what I showed was wrong. He showed a divide amongst the people. And I have a video, guys. I have a video clip about it. My video clip some months back, like 2 months ago, was like, are we a fractured culture? Are we so divided because of the powers that be that created that animus between us that we can't even come together? He showed that. Black excellence, and we got to strive, and we got to help each other, we got to do all this, out the window. Done. And again, you protect someone, but it depends on how you do it. I remember, I never forgot this. There was a young lady. I used to work in an emergency room. Went picnicking with her husband. They were sleeping, you know. Can I go this way? Yeah, I guess I can. And guy robbed her. 2 guys. Wakes up her husband. Honey, oh my God, they grabbed me, they robbed me. Guy gets up. I'm going to protect. Went after them. They surrounded him, put him on the floor, and put such a huge knife that it went through his chest, out of his back. Out of his back. Took him out, just like that. Done. So, to what degree do you protect? There's ways to be able to protect somebody. There's ways to do it. I know some of you are like, man, Bobby's fired up. Yeah, because you know what? It sets a bad message. It sets a bad message of unity. It sets a bad message of even apology, that he couldn't even apologize to the man. Let me bring this back. For me, for you guys that keep wondering, you know, I keep looking down. I like this song, and it's only but 3 minutes, so I always like to bring it back. I'll get it together and be able to loop it eventually, so that it just goes forever. But he did not show that. He did not show excellence. He laughed with the joke. He laughed. You saw her upset about it. You saw her face like, really? It was, mind you, if all this is true, that she suffers with alopecia and all of these various things going on, it was in poor taste. And maybe, in all fairness, and I'm going to give him this much, we don't know what he's been going through, because he's been touring and discussing all the various situations in his life, and he's talking about, I won't say mental health disease, but, you know, depression and things of that nature, that no matter how far in life you are with success and with money, you're but only human. So I'll give him that much. But at that breaking moment, at that breaking time, you're going to do it then, at that time? Weird time to pick, my friend. Weird time to pick. I'm just saying. Anyway, family, that's all I have for you today. What are your thoughts? Do you feel that Will was in the right? Do you feel that he was protecting his loved one? Or do you think that it was just bad timing, poor taste, and that he could have done it otherwise? And let's say it happened. Of course, it did happen. But that he could have addressed it thereafter and redeemed himself by bringing Chris on stage, apologizing to this man, shaking his hand, and showing himself as, you know what, I effed up right now, bro. But we got. Key and Peele does a comedy on that, a comedy stint, in where I forget which one, Peele. He pretends to be the president, and he goes along a list of individuals that are passing by, and they want to shake his hand, and he shakes their, hello, how are you? But when he comes across his own people, he's like, hey, what's going on, bro? You know, and then I remember there's a part where he hugs the dude and he goes, this is all we got. That's all we got. We got each other. Again, or not again, but now, it's not a race bait moment, family. It's not a race bait moment, but a moment that, because of the society and the world that we live in, we have to try to help each other. All other cultures help each other. And not to take away from those that intermingle and commingle with each other and help each other strive, but just talking about if no culture intermingled and helped and worked with each other, and we had to strive with each other, then why couldn't that be shown? Even the word nigga. Do you realize that in our society it is a common word? It is used in comedy openly. South Park will bleep out shit, F this, or whatever word, but they'll keep nigga. They'll allow for that. We are the only culture that calls each other that openly and expressively like nothing. Now, am I against it? No, I use it amongst my own peoples. I'm not gonna say no. In my humble opinion, you use it, I use it to diffuse it. I use it to diffuse it. I don't embrace it. That's why I'm like, yo, what's up, nigga? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Because amongst us, because it's always been the question, how come you guys can use it amongst each other? Because we're diffusing its meaning. That meaning, that dirty, rotten meaning. Now, there are those that will say, well, it shouldn't be used at all because, you've fallen into the Jedi mind trick. But it depends on, it's one of those half glass, half full, half empty type of moments. It depends on how you look at the glass. There are those that embrace it to diffuse it, and there are those that won't use it at all. I'm not here to dispute that. But he did what he did, and he had the moment to redeem himself. To me, it tainted his award. A man who has fought the Academy, who has said, it's wrong that there was a moment or two moments in where Hollywood did not acknowledge not one black movie some years ago, and him and his wife protested and did not go to the ceremony. They protested like, no, it's wrong. I think it's when he was going for Ali. And he felt that movie should have been in the category for his body of work in that film. And another time in where there was another protesting, and then of course Hollywood did what it did. It did the scripted move. Okay, we're gonna give the blacks something the following year, and I think that's when Denzel won, Halle Berry won, Sidney Poitier was given the Lifetime Achievement Award. 3 blacks in one moment, and then it happened again. And what had happened? It was a whole big thing, that black movies were blacklisted. And what happened thereafter is like, oh, we'll give them something. And they let them win for a slave movie. You see how it's scripted? You see the Jedi mind trick? A slave movie. That's what happened, a slave movie. We're going to give it to you. We're going to let you know, where your station is. I'm sorry, but I truly believe that there are a lot of things that are scripted. There are a lot of things that are on code. And again, not a race bait situation, because I have many whites in my family, many whites in my family. But acknowledging the truth of situations of the society that we live in. This is the society that we live in. He just gave fuel and fire to a group of people with a supremacist attitude that says, see, they can't even keep themselves. They're like cage animals. They can't even control themselves. Ah, well. Anyway, family, it was a pleasure talking with you. It truly was a pleasure, as always. And let us give thanks and praise that we are 6 feet above ground and not below. I know this is a longer video than usual, but this was a lot to unpack, and I really wanted to address this one. I'm going to send this also to my YouTube channel. Please, guys, go to my YouTube channel. Please support the channel, like, share, and subscribe. It will help the algorithm. It will help the channel to grow and expand. Please. I am your gracious host, Mr. Bobby Shades, and this is Bridging Fears. I hope this content was touched you, made you think a little bit about certain things. So all I try to do is make you think. And I'm not saying that I'm right, at all. Just giving my point of view. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And if it resonates with some of you, it does. If it doesn't, well, you heard it out. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next clip. Oh, and don't forget, stay lovely, stay sexy, but most of all, family, stay safe. Bridging Fairs, Bobby Shades. See ya.